should have grabbed my fan. Hey y'all. I guess I kept my promise. Because y'all was really into it last night. And y'all know I had to go to sleep. And I said I was going to come back after Millennium and Mom. And I'm up. And I did grab my fan, so I'm hot. So, I don't know. I don't think we should pick up where we started, where we ended last night, because y'all was doing the most. So maybe we should just start new, start fresh from the beginning. So, what we talking about? It's fair game. We can talk about anything. We don't have any comments or anything to do. You didn't notice all the slick comments? Yeah, because you was over there talking that BS you was talking the other day, last night. So I had to just shun you away, Ain't nobody a hater. What we talking about tonight? I am so hot. Oh my God. My husband back there watching basketball, so if you hear screaming and yelling, that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's what happened. He screamed every time.
Alright, what we talking about? I'm not about to be up here all night, not all night long. Maybe about an hour, 30 minutes, depending on how many people come in and what the conversation leads to. Y'all wanted this live, so what y'all want to talk about? Yes, I watched The Chi. You want to talk about The Chi? That come on tonight, the season finale. Yes, hey, yes. Oh my God, The Chi. Oh, so listen. Keisha is going through it. She pregnant. Like, what the heck? You think she's gonna get an abortion, or you think she's gonna keep it? Because I'm at the point where I feel like she might want to keep this baby. You think she might want to keep this? I think she's gonna want to keep the baby. Don't spoil it, because I'm waiting to it air to actually watch The Chi. But I think that she's gonna try to keep that baby. I think her mother is gonna be upset with it. What's The Chi? It's the show on Showtime. I think it's Showtime. And basically it's about people in Chicago. So right now, Keisha got kidnapped. And the dude, Donnie, I think that's his name, he went and found her from getting kidnapped. But now they just killed him off the show. He was just getting his life back together. Oh my God. I was so sad when they killed him. It was like when they killed Bishop on Greenleaf. I was like, what is going on? It depends on what you consider the right thing. Because if you were kidnapped, raped, held hostage, and then you killed the guy who kidnapped you and raped you, then you found out she was pregnant, would you want to keep that baby? Do you think that would be considered the right thing? I think it is all in what you consider the right thing. Because all the trauma she's dealing with already, do you think that baby's going to be a reminder every day of what she went through? How could you be happy about the life that you have grown inside of you, knowing that the way it happened was completely screwed up? You know what I mean? Oh my God. I can't even imagine the idea of that. Just really, 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 really rubs me wrong. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be I don't think I could do it, because I will be reminded every day of the trauma I went through, and to end up pregnant. You do know somebody who did? How do they handle that? They don't deal with, like, I'm pretty sure they have postpartum depression, and like, how do they deal with looking at the child every day, thinking about the suffering that they went through in the process of, conceiving a child? That's deep. Like, you gotta be strong to do that. So what you think was different now than before? That you wouldn't keep it now, but why do you think you would have kept it when you was younger? I'm just curious, because I feel like younger you might see more as a point where you'll be like, no, I don't want this. And then older you might see it more like, okay, this is my child. So why yours is reverse? Why do you think you would have kept it at a younger age and not an older age? She loves her son to death? Oh, I mean, I'm assuming she loves her son, but I just would like sit back sometimes and just look and think to myself, like, those, you keep replaying it and replaying it and replaying it in your mind. Like, I don't remember when my daughter was conceived. You know what I mean? But like, imagine actually remembering how your child was conceived and it wasn't in a good way. That would be a lot to deal with for me. Yeah, it does hurt. But yeah, The Chi is good. I hope that, I don't know what I expect to see tonight. I just know that they killed Donnie and I can't believe it. But it was kind of like one of those things where it's like, he finally was getting his life together and then he had to go. Finally. Hey, girl. Hey. Is that Cassandra? I think it's Cassandra. But yeah, I couldn't imagine being, that's a lot to deal with. But don't give me no spoilers, but just let me know, was it good? Was The Chi good? Was it trending on Twitter good? Or did they let us down a little bit? Just let me know what to expect so I can, have my I could be anticipating all of this stuff. I don't know what the heck is happening with this basketball game that he is yelling. Girl, you gotta watch The Chi. I'm telling you. I think it's better than last season. I'm not saying it sucks, LOL, but it was good. It was good. There were a couple of annoying moments. Yeah, I feel like the hype, even last episode wasn't that good. I feel like we got to the height of it, like we climaxed really good, and now we just on a slow decline, which is really weird because the season finale is supposed to leave you wanting more. But I feel like I don't even know what's the next turn that this can take. Well, I figured that Lala, what's his name? Going to find out that what's the boy name who got the girlfriend? He messing with Lala. I think she gonna find out that him and Lala had cheated or whatever, and that's gonna be a storyline in itself. Just saying, especially when she throw back that ring at him. Emmett, yeah. When Emmett fiance finds out that him and Lala slept together, because she was side-eyeing that whole situation with him. She was like, let me know if you need some inspiration. I was like, inspiration? Oh no. You talk to my husband like that, I'm gonna be like, y'all got something going on I need to know about? Let me know. I need to know something. I'm missing something. No. But that come on at 8, right? No, The Chi come on at what time? 8. Or is it 9? I gotta see, but I'm definitely be here for it. But Cliff, you should watch The Chi. Cassandra, definitely watch The Chi. I'm telling y'all. It's going off now. That's it. Lala will probably get disrespectful. Tiff will either leave Emmett or beat Lala's ass. Or all of that. All that. Guess I watched P-Valley. Let me tell y'all. So I'm so happy that Mercedes and what's her name? What's the girl name? Mercedes and the light-skinned chick, the one that's, running away from her husband or whatever. I'm so happy that them two finally, became friends and stopped acting crazy. At first I was a little skeptical about P-Valley because I was like, what direction is this going in when I watched the first 2 episodes, because I felt like it was low-key porn. And I was like, oh, I can't be watching this with my daughter. I gotta wait to watch this on a replay. So when I watched it on a replay, I'm like, okay, now it's finally getting to some substance. Because at first I didn't see any substance on it. Haley, yeah. Do you like it? Because I was thinking about reviewing it at one point, but I was like, nah, I'm not consistent with watching it. And then being as though my daughter always around, I don't want her watching that. So I kind of stay back from it.
That what you doing in there?
Yes, I feel like Mercedes is the main character. She gotta be the main character, even though we already know that something is about to go down. Being as though Haley and Mercedes are now officially joined together, we know that it's about to get really real. So all that, money that they transfer in and stuff like that, it's about to be something. It's about to be something. And they trying to buy the casino, and then Uncle Clifford out here, trying to make money move so he can keep his strip club. And he messing with what's his name? C Murder. Is that his name, C Murder? And then C Murder is now hanging out with the other stripper girls so they can get some clout. I'm like, it's a lot going on, but I'm here for all of it. All of it. No, it didn't come on last night. See, this is what I'm saying. I don't even know when it comes on. I always just watch it on demand. Something like that. Listen, that daggone P-Valley is something else. You can't be watching that, listen. But I did want to, do y'all know that Brandy and Monica got a versus coming out tomorrow? And I'm so excited about that because I am a Brandy fan, okay? Fan. So I'm really excited about the versus tomorrow. Let me know if y'all gonna be watching that, because I will be. Definitely in the comments. So if y'all ain't there, y'all see me scrolling, talking. So I love you, Brandy. I love you like a true what's it called? Dad, what's it called when we fanning out? I can't remember, y'all. I can't get focused. Something like that. So what y'all want to talk about? What else? Y'all want to continue talking about the Chi, P-Valley? What's up? You know what else I've been watching? I've been watching Marrying Millions. I don't know if anybody been watching that, but that's really good too. It's a lot going on Marrying Millions that I enjoy. So I feel like right now I've been watching P-Valley, Marrying Millions, and The Chi. And I'm so sad that Greenleaf just went off. I'm hoping they do a spinoff on that because I love Greenleaf. Yeah, I be watching TV. I definitely be watching TV. I'm supposed to be doing a marriage boot camp video, but instead I'm sitting here talking to y'all. See? You see what I mean? I'm here with y'all. So when I post that marriage boot camp video, y'all all late and whatever, after everybody done watch all the reviews, y'all better come click on it, okay? Click on it. Oh, it's about Lady May now. That's going to be good. Oh my God, did you cry the season finale? The season finale of Greenleaf, when she was sitting there talking about make me new. Make me new. I was in there crying. And then when AJ went to the altar and gave his life over to the Lord, I was over there. I was going through it. I was so hot. I was crying. I felt like I needed to go to church immediately and turn my life back over to the Lord and get back on track, because the direction I'm going in, I don't know if it's good or not. That's what I'm saying. The last episode, I didn't even watch this episode yet. I was supposed to watch it and record it. But I feel like I lost interest after Dr. Ish told Tahiri that it wasn't her fault. When Dr. Ish told Tahiri it wasn't her fault, I was like, what the is going on? Like, that's why if you see the last video, I was like, I'm not even doing a review. I just want to talk about it because I was really upset with them. Willie and his wife, I think this is the perfect thing for Willie and his wife because they really love each other. They really care about each other, but they just can't. They just trying to figure out how to make this marriage work. And being as though like I've been through some things, in my marriage and stuff like that, I feel like if with the right help and the love and the willingness in the relationship, you can pull through anything. So I think this would be good for them because they don't want to leave each other. So if you're not going to leave each other, then you not need to fix it and get it right. She's not going to leave him. So they might as well just fix it and get it right. I'm telling y'all, she's not leaving that man. He not leaving her. If he didn't leave her when she started cheating, it's no way she's leaving him when he been cheating all this time. Because men usually be the first ones out the door when they find out they've been cheated on. So if he didn't leave, it will take him to leave her for her to leave him. She's never going to leave him, no matter what he does. And that's just that. I don't know that they're help for 12 years of cheating. I don't know if it's help for 12 years of cheating either. But all I'm saying is that like they want to make it work, so maybe we could get to the bottom of it. Hey, Happy Moon. Hey, girl. Yes, they should have stepped in Tahiri. Right. If they would have stepped in to stop Tahiri from throwing them apples or took her out when she threw them apples, then none of this would have happened. He would have never even got the chance to do that. But they didn't interfere at all. They literally just let her do that and then sat there and act like it was okay. Told her she did nothing wrong. Told her she didn't deserve it. Like, I don't understand. Hold him accountable and hold her accountable too. And then you give her the power to say whether or not she could come in the house or not. Like, who are you? Like, what is going on? Like, it's not fair. And that's why she's in these abusive relationships all the time, because she's the one antagonizing or, pushing and nagging and trying to get a reaction out of these guys. And when they give her that reaction, everyone's sitting there saying, you didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve that. No, I do not condone hitting women whatsoever. But it comes a point where you have to know that you can't be abusive either. Just because you're a woman don't mean you could hit on people and slap on people and stuff like that and expect them not to feel or want to retaliate. Because your first instinct is when somebody hits you to hit them back. That's your first instinct, whether they're a woman, man, child. I mean, you know how to control yourself, but your first instinct is to say, hit them back. What you tell your kids when they're young? Somebody hits you, you hit them back, right? So he was upset. I'd have been mad if somebody would have threw apples at my head. I'd have wanted to fight. Keep your hands to yourself. Exactly. Don't put your hands on no one, and no one will put their hands on you. And that's why I was like, they keep talking about this no violence house. Woody and Devon got into a whole fight. Shonda and Hazel Eve basically was about to fight. Then you got Tahiri throwing apples at what's his name? And he basically, let's not forget Devon basically shoving Hazel E down to take her phone from her. That's probably why she ended up having a miscarriage or whatever, because they in there tussling and fighting over phones. Y'all, please. LOL, that's not appropriate for a school setting. Oh, you hit me, I teach your kids. Listen, they hit you, you hit them back. We'll deal with it later. Not about to be beating up on my child. I'm sorry. Don't touch my child. It's not appropriate. I'm telling you. Listen. That's the teacher in you. Wait till you become a mom. You're going to be sitting there like, who hit you? You're going to be on your way down to the school. But yeah, I don't know. Marriage boot camp, that's why I've been struggling. That's why I missed a week. And I was trying to get out this week because I really want to be consistent with it. But it's just turning me off so bad. And I feel like Phaedra is fake and phony and she's not really there for the right reasons. So at this point, we just watch a marriage boot camp for fun. That's how I feel about it. Because they're not really trying to get no work done. No one of them need to be together. What's the name is a drunk. Corrupt just want to be drinking his life away. That's why he called that big old scene to get out that house so he could go get drunk. And then he won't want to come back and be up under Tony. And she just is stupid. Go ahead, Cliff.
What's up? You can hear me, Hater?
Cliff,
Can you hear me?
Cliff,
Yes.
Cliff.
You hear me?
Oh, I got my headphones. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hold on, let me turn my laptop up.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I had my headphones in the whole
Yes.
time. Okay, I can hear you.
You slow. Yeah. You and your slow
What you
moment.
say? I had
I
my
said you and your
headphones on.
slow
Don't judge me.
moments.
That's because I
No,
was trying to
I've
talk
been
to
judging
Millennial
you
Mom.
from last season. I've been judging you, so
Oh Lord, whatever.
that's all right.
What you got to say? What you want to sound
That's,
off about
I got a
now?
lot to say, but I got a lot to say. I get to that later. As far as what you was just talking about, because I don't watch the season. I just watched a couple of episodes. Um, did they kick Homeboy off the show?
They put him into a
Vado?
hotel. They put Vado in a
Matter of fact, you did say
hotel
that.
to do work on himself, and then they said that they were going to let him back in the house when Tahiri felt that it was comfortable.
Wow. See, I have a problem with that. And I talk to my daughters all the time because I have two girls and a boy, right? And I tell my daughters, especially the oldest girl, you know, y'all got to make sure y'all keep your hands to yourselves. You can't expect because you're a female that you hit somebody that they can't hit you back. Like I stress that. Of course, if somebody hit my kid, of course you're gonna be upset. But in all honesty, if somebody if your child, grown, whatever it may be, hits whoever, it could be a retaliation. Every man is not built for she's a woman, I never do anything. Nah, some people got Ike Turner tendencies when you do something to them. So I think everyone should just keep their hands to themselves. And I feel
Hold
like
on,
with
Cliff.
Tahiri, go ahead.
Hold on. When you say Ike Turner tendencies, I don't think that's a good phrase. Only because Ike Turner was literally
I was like, yeah, because Ike was the bomb. Yeah,
Yeah,
Ike
he
was the
was
violent
literally
one.
just beating
Good
on her.
point. Good
Yeah.
point. But some people are going to defend themselves.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that.
He didn't even
with
hit.
Tahiri, my thing with Tahiri is Tahiri is known for being violent.
Exactly. I said that.
Like I grew, up on the whole when Joe Budden's, pumping up days and he was doing the Joe Budden TV when YouTube really wasn't that big, and them two got into their little thing. Like, but you knew she was aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then the situation where this one was a little different, but I could understand it. Joe Budden get into it with I forget the other rapper name, and she punched the rapper in the face. I get it. That's her man. That happened on Love and Hip Hop. As a matter of fact.
Oh, that must have been years ago.
Yeah, it happened on Love and Hip Hop when they was first on it.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is like, you can't put yourself in that predicament. Him grabbing her by her shirt, should he have done it in that moment? No, but I see that he was festering and he grabbed her. But what she did was worse.
Yeah. So this is how I feel. I feel like she shouldn't. They should have stopped her when she threw them apples. That's just period. But I also feel like he didn't actually hit her. He did yoke her up a little bit, and I'm not saying that that's okay, but he didn't actually hit her because if he wanted to, he could have literally just hit her. Like, let's be honest. His first reaction was to just like shake her up and scare her a little bit. That's what I feel like what was happening.
Right.
Because if he wanted to hit her, she was right there.
Yeah, he could have hurt her.
He could have hurt her. I don't think that it was right that he did that. At no point should you put your hands on a woman. I stand by that. At no point should you put your hands on a woman. But I do also understand that we are human beings and we sometimes cannot control our actions when we are upset and we black out. Because she said herself, I've never seen this side of him. He's never done anything like that to me. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, but I'm curious as to how many times she threw stuff at him. She's probably hit him. She's probably did mad stuff to him. And he probably just sat back and took it and take it and take it and take it. And probably got to the point where it was like,
Consequence.
I'm not about to keep doing
Karen
this.
said the rapper, it was Consequence she punched in the face.
Consequence? Okay.
Yeah.
So I just feel, I don't know, y'all.
I don't know. I know me personally that would have been a problem with her hitting me with apples. Nobody intervening. Like that'd have been a problem. Like don't.
That's what I keep saying. When they kept saying no violence house, no violence house. But how? How was it a no violence house now that he did that? But it was okay when she was throwing apples directly at his head. Now, God forbid that would have hit him really hard and he went to sleep and end up in a a coma or something like that because she hit him right in his temple with an apple.
She was doing too much. She was doing too much, and I'm just like, but see, and I know a lot of people say no matter what, you shouldn't hit a woman.
No matter what, you shouldn't hit a woman.
I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Like I agree with that because I'll be lying to you because I've seen women cut people and all types of things growing up in my old neighborhood. And the police didn't do anything. I know somebody who got cut by their wife because he wanted to go out with his people, and she cut him, and the police laughed at him.
Oh wow!
She cut him like on his forearm. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like I've seen, it was wild. I've seen a lot of stuff. I could tell you some stories just with them alone, but she was a very aggressive, violent person.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known other women like that growing up in my old neighborhood. So what I'm saying is, in certain predicaments, you're not allowing. Listen, if a man want to allow that for them, me personally, I ain't with it. You don't touch me, I don't touch you.
Right.
That's just, and I say this to my daughters, like, because I want them to know, just because you're a female, you cannot hit anybody. The same way I tell my son to keep his hands to himself, make sure I express that to my girls. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want them growing up with that. I feel like it's an entitlement. Like, oh, I can hit you, but you can't touch me because I'm a girl. Nah. And I think that's what we got to worry about with our kids.
Well, nowadays, if you call the cops, everybody going to jail.
Yeah, you'll go to jail. You're right. Everybody will go to jail maybe for a hot minute, but then when you go to court, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be hard on the man.
That's right.
They act like the man should know better when both, and that bugs me. They feel like the man should know better when both people are adults. It's not like it's kids. When it's kids, that's different.
Right.
Like if y'all teenagers, I understand it's different. You ain't developed. But when y'all both 30-something years old, nah. You two know what.
But that's why I said that they should have told her that what she did was wrong, because there's no way, no way what she did was right. And for him to say you did nothing wrong is going to be a continuation of her keep doing the same thing. She's going to continue to keep doing these to this men, and she's going to keep wondering why she ended up in these abusive relationships, because she's the one out here provoking it. And I'm not saying she deserved to be hit, but at some point, she got to do some work on herself to prevent these things from happening, because every man is not a woman beater.
She got to get her. And listen, I listen to the Joe Budden podcast, right? And he said something about it, and he said he got love for Terry. He's like, he knows. He said he didn't like I felt he was a little fit and maybe a little biased. That's his ex girl he got love for, but he did say she been through domestic violence, right?
Right.
And he was like that. He said, so when she got yoked up and didn't do anything, he said he was shocked. He said, because I know Tahiri will pop off, because he said she pops off quickly because she went through domestic violence before his time. So with him saying that, I'm thinking, well, maybe she needs to go get help.
Yeah,
because it sounds like she still got trauma for whatever she went through, and so she's quick to fight whoever.
definitely. I said that she's been through a lot, but she needs to get herself fixed before she could go into a relationship because you can't continue to be toxic and then expect to be in a healthy relationship. You can't be
Right.
the toxic person in a healthy relationship and then wonder why it never works out for you. You know what I mean? Like you can't do it. It's a cycle. Right. See, this is what I'm saying.
Mm.
She continues to be toxic and then wonder why she ends up in these bad relationships because you're the one causing all the bad stuff to happen to you. It's like you can't say, "Oh, I'm going to do drugs" and expect not to get addicted. Like you can't be out here hitting on people and expect for nobody to hit you back. At some
Right.
point, one way or another, somebody might hit you.
Now you're right about that. You're definitely
Mm-hmm.
right about that. Like I look at the whole situation with Brandon and Taylor, what they said happened at the bar. I remember seeing online. I can't remember the young lady name that was um in your live stream at the
I think
time.
it was simply. I think it
I
was
don't think
simply.
so. I don't think
It
so.
might have been.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But that Cedric not Cedric the Entertainer, Sinbad made a comment to the host about the whole situation. And that whole I don't know the host name, but you know the black host.
Yeah, I can't
And
remember
he
his name either.
said,
Kevin.
the mentality of I don't care what happened, he shouldn't have touched her when she touched him. I don't know what the guy she was with did, but it was stated that she touched him. And I'm just saying, like, we have to stop this mentality of no matter what, don't touch a woman. It should be no matter what, keep your hands to yourself. Period. Like, but that's not the mentality in this society. And I think that has to change. It should be no matter what, no matter how mad you get, keep your hands to yourself.
Keep your hands to
But that's
yourself.
but that's never, at least not in this country.
It's a touchy situation. It's a touchy topic. I feel like no one deserves to get hit on, beat on, any of that. We have to take responsibility for our actions and stop blaming other people for when things happen to us, especially if we put ourselves in those situations.
Right.
I feel like she put herself in that situation. No one held her accountable. She's going to continue to keep doing it. And we're going to hear about her in another abusive relationship. And that guy is going to be the bad guy. And it's like, oh, that's just Tahiri. We know she hit men. Oh, that's just Tahiri. We know she throws stuff at men. And it's not for nothing. A lot of men get excited by that. They like these crazy women. And we gotta speak on it. A lot of men like when these women get crazy and want to hit on them and do stuff like that. I don't know what's that about, but
Now
that's why a lot of girls think that being crazy is cute because now we in a generation where it's like, what's your level of crazy? Oh, honey, I'm not crazy. I don't have time to be going to jail. I don't have time to be fighting nobody. I'm
now
not
you're right.
crazy.
Some
A lot of men, they
dudes
feel
like
like,
that.
oh, I need
I
one of them
can't do it.
crazy chicks.
My personality is not built for it. Like
Yeah,
I
but
worked very hard over the years to put my temper used to be off the wall, Chloe. Off the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at the point where I'll say the last 10 years I try not to even curse. Do I slip up sometimes? Yeah, but like I don't even like to curse.
mm,
But you know what I'm saying? So like that type of energy, because I know it's still in there. Like my temper is still in it. So
right,
I don't like that. One, I don't like a masculine woman.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So like I don't like that type of energy. Like don't touch me, jump in, don't jump in my face because I'm not gonna do it to you. So
right.
like, but you're definitely right. Some dudes do like that because they feel like when a girl go crazy, she really likes you.
Yep. And they feed off of that. They feel like, oh, my girl crazy. My girl crazy. She slides tires, she busts windows, she do that. And then they sit there and they wonder why they end up in these, with these crazy baby mamas when they have kids with them and they on child support, they can't see their kids and stuff like that because being crazy to some of these guys is cute
Right.
until, everything gets flipped back on you being the bad guy.
You're right.
So it's a weird, situation. Hey, you're back. it's really weird when it comes to domestic violence. I feel like because men don't talk about it, it's never going to be.
Because it's embarrassing for some.
I can understand that.
It shouldn't be, but I know that's what it is.
It shouldn't be at all, but that's because men don't want to feel like they did anything. Like they don't want to feel like, she hit me. This is why it like. Have you ever noticed like if a man cheats? Like I think we talked about this last season when we was talking about Married at First Sight. When a man cheats and a woman finds out and she slaps him, that's okay, right? Because that's what it seems like when you watch the TV shows. Every time a woman slaps a man, we just let everybody act like ain't nothing happened. But as soon as a man slaps a woman, all hell breaks loose. That masculinity. Yes. And she needs to be healed into. Yes. She has to heal. She needs to be single because she's the toxic person in these relationships. As long as she stays toxic, her relationships are going to be toxic. You can't be the toxic in a healthy relationship. It will not work. It will not work. And that's why she will continue to keep. But at the same time, Vado kept saying, "Oh, I want to hear you from the block." And she kept saying, "I'm trying not to be that girl. I'm trying not to be that girl." So I think she was like getting to the point where it was like, "All right, well, I'm going to just let that girl back out because this is what you want. This is what you want."
Yeah, he didn't know what he was acting for.
Yeah, he thought that her acting crazy over them other guys was real love. So he wanted to see her act crazy over him. And when she did it, he couldn't handle it.
Now you're right. You definitely.
That's how I feel about it. Anybody else want to join in on a conversation? I'm putting the link in. I don't know how we got here, but we here now, y'all.
Chloe.
Yes.
You need to put CDL in your name.
Okay. Okay, you got it, boss. They're gonna need more than boot camp, right? Especially not reality TV boot camp. They really need some real. She need real therapy. Like she need to sit down with a therapist. She need to talk and get her life all the way together because what she got going on right now is not good for her. And she will never be successful and happy in a relationship if she continues down that path. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree.
That's all.
And she's a pretty girl. Like somebody's gonna want her, but she needs to be whole first.
Mm-hmm. That's all she really is.
They gonna want you, but you want them to want to keep you. Like I tell women this all the time. It's easier for y'all to get a man. It's easier for us to have a committed relationship.
It's easier for men to have a committed relationship?
Yeah. In other words, what I mean by that is, right? Let me use an example. Who's in the chat? Because I can't see the chat right now.
Simply Yvette. I believe that's Cassandra.
All right. I use Simply. All right. I'll just use Simply or whatever. Let's just say
Aaron.
Let's just say like me and matter of fact, me and Simply hollers at me, right? And
she what?
She comes to talk to me to date,
okay.
Right? I mean to get with me.
Okay.
Now, I could see her and be like, oh, she pretty. And she could get me as far as I'm a mess with her. I might sleep with her. You know what I'm saying? Have a situationship, something like that, right? But what I mean is as far as the relationship part and when it comes to I'm committed, whether it's marriage, relationship, I think that's more on the man. Because once y'all get locked into a person, y'all into them for the most part, to an extent. But it's for the man to be like, you know what? I don't want to mess around. I don't want to do this, that, and the third. And this is gonna be my wife or who I'm committed to. That's what I'm saying when I say it's easier for a man to get a committed relationship. He won't bag. That's what I'm saying.
Now. Okay. Okay, let me clarify it just in case, because it took me a while to get it. So basically what you're saying is because women are natural, like we're naturally in relationships already. We already nurturers, we already want to be committed, like we want to be married, we want to have
Right.
kids, we want all of that. That's something that we look forward to. So when we get that, we all in from the beginning. But for a man, when he actually does decide to commit, it's for real, for real.
Right. And usually whoever he's with, usually not all the time, is going to be with it. You get what I'm
You said
saying?
it's going
Like
to be quick.
they know I said they're gonna go along with it.
You're right.
Because
The woman just goes
usually a
along with
woman
whatever the
who's
man
date
decides.
usually a woman who's sleeping with a man, 9 times out of 10, not all the time, because some who like, nah, I'm good, will be in a relationship with that man. When it comes to men,
Right.
we can sleep around. Don't mean we wife her.
Right. That's why I read this post that said, it's easy for women to, a woman marries who she can, a man marries who he wants.
Right.
That's what you're getting at, right? Cliff, you still there? But yeah, so that's what I got from it. I read a post. The post said a man marries who he wants and a woman marries who she can. Saying as though it's easy for men to basically, a man, when he actually marries you, it's because he wants you. A woman kind of just settles for a man anyone who wants to, marry them. Or forces a man into marriage. Because women can't force men into marriage.
Yeah, you can't. For the most part, no, you can't.
Oh yeah, you don't think it's a lot of people in marriages just for kids, or just in
But you know what?
marriages because
I understand it for the kids.
I don't understand being married to
I
kids.
do. I do.
Well,
Somebody else is a different headache when you're not with. See, you're smart, got married, had your kid, y'all together in the same household. When you're not in the same household, that dynamic is totally different. You got to worry about who's around your kid. Is he or she going to respect your child? Heck, is the other parent going to respect what you want? Because see, it's one thing when y'all lovey-dovey in a relationship and you don't want certain actions to happen with your child and y'all
mhm,
come together. But when y'all
mhm,
apart, sometimes it get nasty. Oh, this my child.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? It gets ugly sometimes. So
But
I
don't you think
understand.
that it's healthy for children to be in a happy house than a miserable house? So that's why I don't believe
Doesn't
that
mean,
it's
but
good to
see,
stay together with kids.
but doesn't mean it's gonna be miserable. I think
If you
people
stay in just
assume
for the
it
kids,
can't. I don't. I won't say it'll be miserable. I won't say it will be it might not be the super lovey-dovey home if they was really in love, but to say it, nah, you can hide certain things. It doesn't mean y'all won't co-parent and do well together because y'all want to be good parents.
all right, hold on.
It
Let's
can be
simply.
bad. Go ahead. Go ahead, Simply.
Yeah, so Chloe, you mentioned that Vado, and I'm kind of backtracking here right now. You
It's
said that
fine.
Vado asked Tahiri, he stated that he wanted Tahiri from the block, right? I can
Right.
totally see that. However, her response was still totally inappropriate because, if she's not that woman anymore, her response should have been, then this is not the relationship for me because you're looking for someone that no longer exists.
Right. That makes perfect sense. That means that she should have just left instead of coming to a marriage boot camp.
Exactly. So, I mean, she put herself in that situation knowing that it wasn't the situation for her and it did not match the person that she was and the goals that she now has as a human being. She
Hmm.
didn't want to be that person anymore. So she should have set herself up for success by leaving that relationship.
Yeah, but they wanted to check. That's why they came on marriage boot camp. And she thought she was going to be able to cause some drama and nothing was going to happen. I think that's how my opinion is.
I can totally agree. These celebrities will do anything for a check these days.
Hmm. I think that her plan was to stir up a little bit of drama in the house, to make the relationship seem more than what it was, like they had more problems than what they had. Because honestly, the exercise that they had going on at the time wasn't even that big of a deal for her to even get that upset.
Right.
Everybody was getting shocked. He could have shocked her literally so many times and he didn't. He really was trying to have a conversation. It's like she worked herself up. She did that. He didn't do anything.
Right. And it was totally valid because the things that he had listed that he was supposed to shock her for, she was doing all of those things. So I mean, again, the blame was on her in that moment.
So it all started from her. So that's why I don't that's why I don't understand how he's getting all the backlash when she started the whole thing.
Right. I mean, his response was inappropriate too. However,
Correct.
She was never held accountable. And that's the
That's
part
the
that
problem.
I have a problem with.
Yep. That's the part I have a problem with too. That's why I said I don't think it was right for him to do that, and it definitely wasn't right for her to do that. But if you're gonna make one you hold one accountable, hold the other one accountable. Because in the real world, ain't nobody gonna be right there all the time. Security not jumping out of the from behind the walls to save anybody in real life.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you now, as an ex-military police officer, you're both going to jail. I don't care who started it and how it finished. You're both being held accountable.
But Cliff said that now, even if they both go to jail, it's still going to fall back on a woman. What do you feel about that?
And that's the system is flawed. I can attest to that as well because I mean, yeah, you have women who are truly victims, but you also have women who are instigators and who will do anything to send a man to jail under false pretenses. And you know, it's flawed.
It's crazy. This is crazy. So I think we just got to get to the point where it's like keep your hands to yourself, like Cliff said. Nobody touch nobody.
Exactly. But yeah, girl, that's all I wanted.
That's cool. You can chime back in whenever you're ready. Okay. All right, Cliff, you still there?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. The other thing is two other things. One is light, so they both light. But I thought of you when I saw it. Your girl Mika had an interview. And she said Michael did buy the tickets and everything. Her words. I could give you the video.
Okay.
She said he bought it. But, and they kind of clipped this a little bit of this part out. She said, yeah, he bought it, but he was trying to she's like she felt like he was trying to did she say save face or look good or something like that when he knew she was saying she's like when he knew we wasn't gonna stay together. But they clipped that part. You could hear it a little bit. It's like she said it and they must have went back and chopped a piece of that part off.
The fact that he bought the tickets, but they
but in other words, yeah, like in other words, what I'm saying is like I brought me and Simply is together. I brought her a diamond ring. I'm gonna give it to her on on Christmas. But I knew in the back of my head that in November she's gonna break up with me. So I was gonna return it anyway. That's basically what she was saying. The fact is,
so basically, Michael did buy those tickets. He had the tickets, but when she decided not to stay with him, he turned them in.
Right. So just wanted to put that out there. Go
ahead, you put it out there. What's next? What's next, Cliff?
my girl Iris.
Okay, what's up with Iris?
I watched an interview with her. Actually, two. And she was going in. And she said
going in about what?
She said the whole sexual maturity, like I told you, was never ever once said to her. She said the first time I heard it was watching TV. And she said, did we have sex? Like intercourse? No. She said, but it was 8 months. We did other things. In other words, oral sex.
Right.
So she's like, she was doing stuff. She was like, he never told me this. She was like, what y'all saw on camera and the way certain things was chopped up was totally different. So she was like, if we was basically what she was saying, if we was doing something, where's this sexual immaturity? She explained, I forgot what she said about the juice thing. She explained that, but I don't remember. She said even with the quarter, she said with the quarter situation, she was like, yeah, I see how people look at it. She was like, but even that was chopped up. She said they ain't put the part that almost died. With the whole surgery thing, she's like, they ain't put that part. And she said me and him discussed that, yo, we not gonna say certain things. And then she said, what was his secret? He never said it. She's like, but nobody ever talked about that. It's like, he never said a secret. She's like, but nobody ever said anything. The fact of the matter is, Iris is amazing. And you was hating on her. And you was wrong. I just want you to know that.
Well, listen, we can only judge or talk about what we see. As a reviewer, someone who reviews TV, trying to be a professional reviewer or whatever. But anyway, you can only give commentary on what you're seeing. I mean, you can have opinions on things that's going on in the background, but you need to be fair to your audience as well. So I feel as though this is why I don't like to do a lot of spoilers, because I like to live in a moment with you guys. You know what I mean? So you go on a roller coaster of emotions. We can't discuss what happened after season 9, because that was season 9, right? We can't discuss what's happening in what's happening now back in season 9 when season 9 was happening. So based on what we saw in season 9, yes, she was immature. Yes, she was childish. Yes, her secret was a whole joke. But what did you expect? That's what we saw. So why wait to season 11 to come out and tell your story, sis?
Hello?
We waiting to season 11 for what?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
It went out on my end.
I said, why she waiting to season 11 to tell her story?
A few seconds on my end, so I didn't hear you. But
Can you bring my fan?
because she said it before this, but one of the reasons why it's coming out now is because they put this season on Netflix.
Oh, so now she's talking about it?
Can you hear me
she's
good?
seeing all the backlash and all the people talking about how immature and stuff she was.
No, it's because what I'm saying is season 9 is on Netflix.
Right.
I don't know if you can hear me not.
Yeah, season 9 on Netflix. I know.
Chloe.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Chloe.
Yes. Can y'all hear me?
Not really, but I hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Well, I just talk. What I said was, okay. What I was saying was, season 9 is now on Netflix, so they're getting a new fan base. So now people are talking about season 9 a lot. And with that being said, all this stuff is coming back up. This is why she's having new interviews about it. Because that interview I'm talking about, one of them was 2 months ago. I don't know when the other one happened.
Okay.
So everything is coming up. But to be honest with you, like I told you this when me and you first spoke about it, the stuff about the sexual immaturity, I told you he never said that to her. That was only to the camera. And at first, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't, when I was watching it in real time, I didn't peep it at first because I was, I like them both. And I'm like, yo, Iris, what's up with her? And then my shorty at the time was like, yo, Cliff, he's not telling it to her. And I went back with Wanda scene and I'm like, yeah, she right. So like he did stuff to me for the camera. That's why from that point on, I was rocking with her.
I still like them both though. To be honest, I still like Iris. I still like Pete. I just don't think they were a good match. Well, some people believe that he came up there just for TV anyway. So I mean, that would be something we'll have to discuss in the future. I
I don't
mean,
believe
maybe
that.
maybe I'll review season 9 while I'm doing season 11. So this way we can talk about season 9.
Y-
But
I
I don't
mean,
know,
you
I
can
might
because,
be
like I
biased.
said, now that they put it on
Hey
Netflix,
Franny.
people are watching it.
Yeah,
I said now that they put it on Netflix, you might get new fans to come in here reviewing it. You
yeah.
never know. But I think
I don't,
I think they both was good people. I just think Keith handled things wrong, and I think people was too hard on Iris.
See, I didn't watch I watched the whole season, but I didn't watch any like reviews or anything on it. So I don't know how people were over Iris. I just know that I wasn't feeling Iris when I was watching it. I liked her as a person. She was sweet, she was genuine, she was confident, she was nice. I just didn't like the fact that she put so much, and I'm not gonna say it, I don't want to say it like that, but it's like she held that virginity over his head,
That's an
over everyone's head,
I'm glad
to
you
the
said
point
that.
where it felt like he almost was like, I don't even want that, I don't even want to do it because she put
She's
so much emphasis
she
on
said
it
that was
at
editing
all
too.
times. Huh?
She said that was editing too. She said
It was
because
editing?
yeah. She's like, I did not bring it up that many times. I'm
You
just telling
sure? That's what she
I'm,
said.
I'm just telling you what she said.
But I feel like unless they kept getting the same scene in this different clothes over and over again, somebody kept saying it.
Well, listen, we already know they shady and they could do anything with audio. After they cut out Brandon in that last scene like he wasn't there. I don't trust production.
You said you don't trust production?
No, because
Oh
they
no,
try
none
to
of us
make us.
trust. We don't
See,
trust
they try
production.
to
That's
make
the
us,
problem.
and that's the one thing I like about the whole situation with Brandon. I feel like that his situation with production put everything into light.
Uh huh.
Like him, as much as people say he was bugging, he put a lot of things into light and what showed their pettiness and their funny acts. They try to treat people like somebody watched the last episode would have thought he wasn't at that bar. If you just watching it casually, but being at your review and other reviewers, y'all watch it and take notes and do whatever it may be, y'all catch certain things.
Right.
And it was you know I can't what's the guy name? Something brilliant. I remember him being like one of the first people to catch that. And it's just like, wow, like y'all, the man is right there. Y'all record him, but y'all act like he's not there.
Right.
So like, I don't trust them. I really don't. And I
Well,
don't
no
believe
one
that
trusts
the
production.
text message, even with the situation with Miles and Karen getting the message, I believe that was done on purpose.
Of course, we know that was done on purpose. Who
I
else would
believe
text
that
somebody's
but
full
his
name
name
to someone?
was sent on purpose. But like, you know, I could see a business doing that. I could understand a business doing that, but I have a hard time believing you made that mistake when the show was called Married at First Sight and it's supposed to be about a surprise.
Married at First Sight is
I
just
just
going in a direction where it's about drama. They want ratings, and to keep the ratings, they have to add the element of drama. They realized that when people were, falling out and going crazy, and like the whole Amber and Matt situation, the whole Luke and what's that girl name? I can't remember her name right now. All these couples, when they was having all these breakdowns and fallouts and everything, even with
they
Jamie and
knew.
Doug when they were fighting, they realized that people were tuning in because of these things. So I feel like at this point they're giving us more drama than love, but with a little bit of love so that we don't
Hey,
lose the whole
Franny,
concept.
Franny, jump in the chat. I didn't know Franny was in.
Yeah, she just came in.
Nah, you're right.
But what else
Cause
y'all want to talk about? This is y'all live, y'all. We're not talking about one specific thing. We're talking about whatever y'all want to talk about. Just put it in the comments or join in and we can talk about it. So we don't really have a, direction. We could go all over the place if y'all want to. You got anything else, Cliff?
No, I'm gonna jump in the chat. I'm gonna let somebody
Okay.
else jump in.
Okay,
All right,
cool.
later.
All righty. right, Franny, you win. Let's go, girl.
Hey, how's everybody
Hey.
doing?
Fine.
So I'm sorry. I literally took a nap and then I jumped on. I saw that you was live. Thanks for going live today.
I told y'all I was coming back for y'all. I told y'all.
Yeah. So last season it was just so much drama that I couldn't do it.
You stopped watching, right?
I stopped watching after I stopped watching. I think I stopped watching after like the honeymoon.
Girl, that's when it just started.
It was just too much for me.
Hey, Angela.
I thought Taylor was doing way too much. I felt like I'm very much an advocate for mental health,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm very sensitive about it. I've experienced, not me physically that I know of, but a bunch of people in my life um that I know of, they experience it. So I'm very sensitive about it. Brandon definitely had issues with um how intrusive everyone was, and I don't
Yeah.
feel like anyone was sensitive to that. And the fact that he was already participating, right? He was already
Right.
participating, and then Taylor's like recording him while he's sleeping, and
Yep.
she's just doing the most. And I
Yep.
felt like those were triggers for him.
Right.
No, I don't think he was innocent, but I don't think he was nearly as bad as everyone was trying to make him out to be. That's for
Girl,
sure.
that you should have been over here on this channel because once we got hit, honey. They would. You should have been over here because we dragged Taylor and Katie a lot that whole season. But my thing is when it came to Taylor and Brandon, and I'm a content creator, so of course that gives me good content.
Of course, yeah.
So I'm here for it. I'm here for the drama. I'm here for the love. I'm here for all of it, right? So when I started to realize that once again we get back to this, you just joined in, but we was talking about the whole Tahiri situation with Vado and like how he's the bad guy and she's the victim.
I stopped watching that. I didn't watch after they didn't make her, be accountable for her part. I'm not saying anything that happened was right. I'm just saying that she needs to be held accountable for her actions too. There's been multiple times where she's physically attacked him or thrown something at him.
That's what we were talking about. We were talking about that. So when you brought up the whole situation with Taylor and Brandon, it reminded me of that, but not in that sense, but in a sense of whenever she did wrong, they didn't hold her accountable. Every time Brandon had a fit, which was I'm not going to say which was appropriate because he reacted out of anger, like he just reacted to the situations wrong. He never physically hurt anybody. He never put his hands on anybody. He may have said some things, but he never did anything physically. You know what I mean? So I feel as though even though he did things, Taylor did the same exact things, but she never was held accountable. It was like, oh, you just made a video? Oh, you just stayed the night out with some guys? Oh, you just did this? Oh, it's okay. You're still a perfect wife. And he needs to learn how to control his anger. So I
was so mad when I saw that clip. Like because I stopped watching it because I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to do 2 hours of this every week. It's way too much. And so I would watch the clips and things like that. And so with Taylor, when she said, I spent the night with a friend, blah, blah, blah. And they were trying to make Brandon look crazy for being upset about it. And I didn't like it. I was just like, you know what? This is too much drama for me. I think that was a lot of people's case where they said, you know what? This is way too much drama for me. I don't think I want to watch it. I think the experts saw that. And I think production saw that. And so although there is some drama this season, it's not nearly as much as I saw last season. I feel like it's the
so
couples
far
are much more accountable. So far, yeah.
Because they did say this is the most drama-filled season yet.
Well, that's because of they have to say that. The same way they edit and produce everything to make it look like, things are happening when they aren't. So like for me, and I know we talked about this before, with Karen, so like every week I'm like, okay, let me try to give her a little grace, right? And then production will show something and it doesn't look favorable. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna go on that. I'm gonna wait until I watch the episode. And then I watched the episode and it is as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So, I mean, I think that production is a mess. I do think that they are very tricky and sneaky and vindictive, but I do think that they're less vindictive than they were last season. I think they probably got a new production team, because every couple has like a different set of producers.
This is why I think they're starting to have the production interact a little bit more with the couples on camera. You notice I keep pointing out that now we're hearing production ask questions. We've never on Married at First Sight in the last 10 seasons heard production ask them a question. Besides when stuff started hitting the fan, and then only when a participant starts going off at production is when we start hearing production and seeing them. But now we're actually getting production like they part of the script.
I don't like that.
Yeah, like the whole thing with Henry, when they asked Henry, like not Henry, they asked Bennett. They said, "Hey, do you have a crush on Amelia?" And he turned around and looked, and then she was like, he was like, "Oh, she can't hear you, so we're gonna ask the question again." Like, I feel like, what is the purpose of this whole asking questions? Even when they ask about the ratings and stuff like that, it's like, are they intentionally putting them in these situations to cause the drama?
I mean, for me, I think that they are, because there's not enough drama, with these people. I don't like that. I don't like they call it breaking the fourth wall. I don't like that.
Me either.
It's a reality show, and if the producers wanted to be on the show, they should have applied.
Exactly. Right. Production asking questions is tacky producing. I agree. I feel like they trying to go down a route that we don't want that over here, not at Married at First Sight. Like, leave that at the 90 Day Fiance and them other reality shows, but like, we don't need that over here.
Yeah, Married at First Sight, whenever I try to sell it to somebody, like, oh my gosh, you should watch it. I try to say, I'm like, like everyone says, oh, I heard about that. That's 90 Day Fiance, right? I'm like, no, it's classier than that, right? It's classier than that. It's not as, ridiculous as that show. That show is just all drama. This show, I feel like, is, I always thought it was a lot more legitimate, but I mean, the way that they've been handling things, I don't like it. And even them matching people that they know don't make sense. Right. Why would you match Olivia and Brett?
When one wants kids and the other one don't.
One wants kids, the other one doesn't. That's number one. Number two, the fact that they make the difference in salary is so extreme.
Right.
It's so extreme. Like, of course, Brett is not going to say he's uncomfortable on TV. But that would, like, come on. If someone makes triple the amount that you make and you're a man, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a completely different lifestyle.
Especially, and she's not scared to flaunt it.
Huh? Say that again.
And she's not scared to flaunt it. Like, she's openly about it. Like, I like nice things. I like to go places. I spend my money. Like, she's really like, she's not like, oh, I'm I hold on to my money. I'm a saver. I'm investing. No, she's like, oh no, I make this money. And you want to know I make this money.
Yeah, and the thing is, she has every right to that. Like, she has every right to do that. She went to school. She has this job. Like, absolutely. But I just feel like they should have just found. I don't think she should have joined. I don't think either of them should have signed up. But I do think that for wow factor, they've included them, and I don't like that. I want them to. I'm someone who I'm into that. Like, I'm very, and you could call me naive if you want, but I'm into like true love and finding matches. I'm into that. So the fact that they would obviously mismatch a couple just for the drama and the ratings, is just whack. I don't like that.
I don't mind if they do that. Like, I think I was watching Janice, and I think when she said, I agree with her. I don't mind if they mismatch couples to see if they can work, but let them know that. Like, listen,
Right.
you guys are mismatched, but we want to see if if you can work. Like, if we can make this work, that will make more sense. At least we know what we getting ourselves into.
Right. Don't say, hey, we found you a match. Like, say,
Right.
this is not a match.
I
This
felt they
is
were encouraging Woody and Armani to ask questions, and they came off as if they were show offs. It's tacky. Production is making everything okay. So Woody and Armani is our star couple. Let's run it down how the couples are. Okay, Woody and Armani is our star couples. Everything is going to revolve around Woody and Armani. Okay. So then we have Amelia and Bennett. Amelia and Bennett appeal to a different audience, but it's pure. It's pure. It's hippie. It's go with the wind. So it's like we love the energy. They have good energy. We got Miles and Karen. Miles is younger than Karen, so of course he's going to have a little bit of immaturity than she is. She's all and she I think they're mixed matched on purpose.
Who's mismatched on purpose?
Karen and Miles.
I don't think so.
You don't think they're mismatched on purpose?
I don't think so.
I'm starting to think they are, because it seems like when I went back and I was watching the matching, when I was reading why everyone chose to be on Married at First Sight, Karen said she was looking for a masculine man, someone who can take the lead and some other stuff, right? So why would they give her a younger guy?
I mean, so for me, this is what I think. I think that they don't give you exactly what you asked for because that's impossible.
Right.
I do feel like they match people, or they should be matching people based off of values and morals and
Right.
all of that. Yes, Miles is younger, right? He's younger, but this man has multiple degrees. He's an administrator at a school. He's probably like at the six figures because that's like principal. He's in charge of the whole school. He manages adults and children, and he has a level of responsibility that you typically don't see with a person this age. Yes, he's not over 30, like, or over her age like she requested, but
Yeah.
based on all the things we saw during the matchmaking and during the first episode, he essentially is what she needs. Is she what he needs? I don't know. We don't know
Yeah.
that yet because she
Because we
lacks
don't know her.
empathy. She lacks empathy from what we see, and she doesn't really show us much. I do think that they're gonna work. I think they're gonna work because I do think that they were matched appropriately. It just
Okay.
sucks that there's a lot of beatings happening to get to that point. But I do think that they were matched. I do think that they were matched appropriately.
Angela
I
said
do
that
think
she think that they put Brett and Olivia together because they thought Brett wasn't going to be attracted to Olivia.
I mean, it's weird, right? Because a lot of people are, because you can look at someone, you can say, oh, I'm not attracted to them, but they're conventionally attractive, right? Like,
Yeah.
and a normal person would find that person attractive. I don't think either of them are unattractive. I just think that they just didn't have enough of the same things in common to be matched. He doesn't go to church.
I don't see
She don't want kids.
I don't see their compatibility at all. Like, they don't even, besides the cats.
And Taco Bell.
And Taco Bell.
But she probably doesn't eat because she makes six figures. As much, right? She goes out to eat. She goes to fancy restaurants. And New Orleans is such a foodie city. Like, I've been to New Orleans. It's a beautiful city. The food is amazing. You can go, there's so many different restaurants to go to, and the food is amazing. But as you know, I live in New York. The prices are pretty, if you go to a really nice restaurant down there, it's pretty similar to the ones up here. So,
bring me the food. Yeah.
I just think that was an obvious mismatch, and they did that for ratings. Similar to, what's her name again? Was it Matt and Amber?
Yeah, Matt and Amber.
Oh, Matt was a trip.
Oh, Matt. Did you watch my top 3 worst men are married at first sight video?
No, but let me guess. Is it Luke, Matt, and is it Zach?
Yes! Ding, 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 ding. You got it.
Oh my gosh. Luke was a
Yes.
piece of work. Like, they made it like, I don't know if that was production either, but even he was mismatched. He said he wanted someone from a different race. He doesn't date like he
And she
typically
was super
dates.
short.
He said he typically dates taller women. He used the word exotic, but I mean, he could just say that they're a different race or different ethnicity. That was a
Yeah.
mismatch. Freaking Matt and Amber, he was like 2 feet taller than her. It looked crazy, and she doesn't even wear heels. She said she hates heels, so that's not gonna help. And then with Zach, he just wanted to be on the show. Like, he just wanted
we
to
know
promote
that.
himself. I mean, taking a selfie at the altar, sir. Like, put your phone away.
Right. Right.
Put your phone away.
I can't.
But yeah, so like I said, I didn't really watch last season because it was just too much for me. I thought they were exploiting Brandon a lot, and I didn't appreciate that. And I mean, and Michael made me uncomfortable too. Like, you could just look at him and tell he'd be lying.
Oh, we know Michael was lying, okay? Michael been lying from the beginning. He was just lying. He was thinking of the lie.
I showed the clip to my husband. He had never seen the show, never seen anybody. And I was like, look at this. The clip where Mika was asking about his salary.
Uh-huh.
And
she was like, y'all want him? Y'all can have him. I'm done. He just keeps lying. He just keep lying. I was like,
and like I kind of got annoyed with the experts.
You say you think it was the experts?
I got annoyed with the experts because they didn't investigate properly.
They didn't do anything properly last season, girl.
They didn't confirm that this guy actually had a real job. They didn't confirm that he worked that he was, a yoga instructor. They didn't confirm any of those things. They didn't confirm any of them. And it's like, I understand a lot of people, when they sign up to this show, they bring their representative. I understand that. But you guys are like psychiatrists and people that are supposed to be able to see these things.
Right.
And like the fact that y'all just let all these people slide. Like, Matt was homeless and he had no job. Like, why was he allowed to be on this journey? His family, we never saw his family. Like, I don't know.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but season 10, I mean, hey,
just throw the whole season away. Like,
I was entertained nonetheless. I'll say that much.
I was not. I said this is gross.
But see, I'm a reality TV junkie, so I watch like Housewives. I watch
the Housewives too. I love Housewives.
I'm used to the drama, the messy. I'm here for whatever TV is going to give, because at the end of the day, I really feel as though it's all entertainment. As much as we want to believe that this is about finding love at first sight, it's really just entertainment. Because look at the success rate. We have 11 seasons. On Couple Cam is like 6 couples. Couples Cam is like 6 couples.
And that's
even though we on season 11.
And that's all the couples.
Right, that made it. So like this has never really been, I mean, of course we get some good couples out of it, but this has never really, really, really ever really been about finding your true love.
I mean, I think that for me, I don't believe in, I mean, I'm not sure if I believe in the whole soulmates thing, right? Because my soul, like, somebody's soulmate can be like in Beijing. Like, how you supposed to meet this person?
You better get to Beijing.
I think that people fall in love based off of, initial attraction or chemistry, and then socioeconomic status and similarities and morals and and things like that. I think that a lot of people just don't respect marriage these days. I don't think that they respect marriage these days, and I also feel like the TV also doesn't really help you know, like the recording of everything. I don't really think it helps too much
Right.
with, you know, with people that are strangers and that are, you know, meeting each other. I think that moving forward, if they want advice, I would suggest that they take away everyone's phones during the, you know, the bachelor party and the freaking wedding. Like, why did Karen have her phone? I would suggest that, and I would suggest them stop breaking the fourth wall because this is tacky.
It's tacky.
And
It's ghetto.
they're doing that to Christina and Henry because they don't like Christina. They want to show that she's like not nice.
Why do you think they don't like Christina?
Because she's rude.
Well, hey, you said it, sis.
remember, I knew that was the route they were taking when they asked her to do that last little diary before she walked down the aisle, and she was snappy and nasty. I was like, okay, they're about to show us who she is, or they're gonna show us, you know, what they want to show us. And then when she was sitting there with Henry, you know, during whatever lunch or whatever, I'm like, you know what, they really milking this. And they're going to show every scene that she was nasty to them. They did the same thing to Brandon.
Yeah. And then didn't invite him to defend himself.
That was whack. He should have been able to go. If he had the restraining order on her as well. They should have both been able to come and speak up for themselves. But I do think that, you know, I just don't like how they've been handling people that have mental health issues.
Right. Yeah.
That's my, you know, my little 2 cents, my little, you know, 5 cents.
Well, this is you guys live, so I told everyone anybody could join in, say what they want to say, talk about whatever they want to talk about, relationships, TV, any other shows y'all watch. I'm here for it all. I'll probably be up here with you guys to maybe like 7:30. So I'm just letting everybody join in and say what they got to say.
All right, I love this.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it a thing because we all do watch different shows. Even though I don't review a lot of shows, we can still talk about other shows too. You know,
Are you gonna review Big Brother?
I am gonna review Big Brother. Actually, isn't it Sunday? This is my problem. I be doing other stuff instead of what I'm supposed to be doing.
I mean, the thing is, I only watched the Big Brother season with
Tamar
and Candy and all of them.
It was popping, right?
It was amazing. But you know, a lot of people watch that show, and a lot of people like watching. You know how they have like the 24-hour camera thing where you can watch it. Like people like that. People like it, and a lot of people really don't have access to. I think it's on CBS, so they can't see everything. So I think that's gonna definitely be a nice addition to your channel. I mean,
yes, girl.
The only other shows I'm trying to think whether I watch Potomac and Beverly Hills.
I don't watch Beverly Hills.
I like Beverly Hills because of Garcelle. I didn't watch it before that, but when I was like, oh, they got a
oh yeah,
I'm gonna watch it.
Fancy, they added Fancy in.
And she's being amazing. She's amazing on the show. She's reading these girls left and right. So she is a fan favorite right now, which is good. And I watch Potomac because it's the best quality out of all of the franchises.
I love Potomac.
I like it because I feel like even if we weren't watching with a camera, the stuff would still be happening. Like it's authentic. So I'm into that. But yeah, no, I mean, Married at First Sight, that's like what I'm really watching right now. And I'm happy you guys are, you know, that you're reviewing it and, you know, you're into it. This season is a lot more promising than last season. They almost lost me last season. So I'm happy they redeemed themselves with this season because it just looks a lot more promising.
It definitely more promising. Hey, Talisa.
All right, girl. I'm going to let other people jump in and maybe I'll jump back in right after.
Well, I'm here with y'all. This is for y'all.
All right, girl. I'm going to go back in the chat.
Okay.
All right, bye. Okay,
Cliff. So you want me to do a superhero show? Listen, Black Lightning. I love Black Lightning. Is it back? It's not back yet. Maybe, but see, the only thing about Netflix, y'all, is that they dropped the whole season. And I be binge watching the whole season. And then by the time I want to talk about it, I forgot everything that happened. And Black Lightning is a Netflix series, so it's hard. It's the same thing like with 13 Reasons Why. It was hard for me to like actually get up here and talk about it because I watched the whole season in a day and a half. And by the time I was sitting there to go to talk about it, I forgot everything that happened. Maybe when it comes back. So if I do Black Lightning, I'm gonna have to do it episode by episode. So when y'all be getting these videos every 2 days, don't be complaining. Like you just keep uploading. And you spoiling it. I didn't even watch that episode yet. But I love Black Lightning. I might try it. I'm gonna see when it comes back how it feels. When it comes back, I'm gonna see how it feels. Like when it comes on CBS Weekly whenever they start season 4. Okay, so I just be waiting too long. I just wait till they put it on Netflix. Oh, so my behind just be late. Oh, y'all. So I was going to try to review the show when it was over. Y'all gotta help me out, okay? Next time when it come back, make sure y'all notify me that it's back and we can start from the beginning. You know when it start, when season 4 start, and then we can start from the beginning, y'all. Cause messing around with me, we'll be 5 episodes into Black Lightning, and I'll be like, y'all, Black Lightning is back. So what else y'all want to talk about? I told y'all this is y'all live. I came back here for y'all today. So y'all just let me know what y'all want to talk about. Join in. What other shows y'all want to talk about or whatever. It's up to y'all. I'm just the vessel at this point. This y'all channel. You know, this the channel takeover. Oh, that's what we should call it, y'all. The channel takeover. Oh, look at us. We fancy. Let me go look in the chat because mine's is late. I like it. What, the channel takeover? That's what I'm thinking. Because when we were live yesterday, they wanted to start talking about other stuff, and I was like, we gotta stick on the comments. We had too many comments. So we back today to sound off. We just got finished talking about marriage boot camp. We talked about domestic violence. We talked about The Chi, which is about to come on not too long from now. If you would keep a baby if you were raped or molested, or because that's what's going on in The Chi right now. How he was getting his life back together and then they killed him. Oh, that's so sad, y'all. Thinking about it making me sad. Did we talk about Greenleaf? I don't think we talked about it, but oh yeah, we did. We talked about them having a spinoff on Greenleaf. All that good stuff. So it's up to y'all. This is on y'all. How was my feedback on so on my, you talk about my advice segment. So my feedback was really good. It did better than I thought it would do. Being as though my friend was she's a therapist in training, like she's about to be a therapist. So a lot of people were really, they just kept saying it's all about boundaries when it comes to having friends of the opposite sex. Now, I still stand by my decision that we don't do friends of the opposite sex in my relationship. But a lot of the guys were more for it than the women, surprisingly. Surprisingly, a lot of the guys were more for it, were more for the friends of the opposite sex than the women. And I feel like I wonder why. I wonder why. That's my only thing. I like Queen Sugar, but it's a lot. What's Queen Sugar? I don't know what that is. I don't know what Queen Sugar is. What you mean? But having friends of the opposite sex in marriage, Talisa? See, I I don't know. I don't know. That's a touchy one. What about doing movie reviews? What movies? We ain't got no movies right now. We don't got no movies. What y'all got to do is when the season starts, you got to tell me when it's going to start and what which one it is so I can start and see if I like it and then go with it. Because I have very like I have to be tuned in to be consistent. If I'm not tuned in, I won't be consistent. And then y'all get two reviews out of me, and then the whole season gone. The whole season just gone. So it has to be something that really, really keeps me intrigued to the point where I remember to watch it. Because I watch a lot of TV on demand. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Indian matchmaking was good on Netflix. Indian matchmaking was good. I think I saw Love is Blind was good too. Well, I reviewed Love is Blind, Franny. You could go watch that. You could watch my reviews on that. I reviewed the whole season. I definitely did the whole season. It's split up into like go this way. Hold on. Get this bag on hamster off of me. Y'all, she about to give me. Do you y'all, she almost had my heart stop with this hamster. I just felt claws on my back. Let's go. Bye. Goodbye. Anyway. Y'all didn't see her come over here with this daggone hamster. Y'all just let her do that to me. Y'all just let her. Y'all supposed to be my internet friends. If we can't be virtual friends, then what do we have? Okay, because that hurt my feelings. But anyway, oh Lord, I just feel like something crawling on my back now. Dad, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, so Love is Blind. I did those. Go watch those. I won't be able to sleep with that thing, girl. It's in my daughter's room. I don't even be dealing with it until she start bringing it around me for fun. She was so cute. What y'all was supposed to tell me? She got a whole hamster put it behind my back. That's what y'all was supposed to tell me to watch out. Cause now I feel like something crawling on my back now. Now I'll be fidgety the whole time. Indian matchmaking. I think I've seen the trailer, not the trailer, but you know, like the picture of it on Netflix. I'm gonna check it out. Any movies you like? You can do one on a movie from last year or earlier this year. Y'all, I'm stressed. I'm stressed. All right. What else y'all want to talk about, y'all? Y'all got me. This is y'all. This is for y'all. I don't want to do all the talking. That's why, if you notice, I've been letting y'all come in doing all the talking. I wouldn't be able to sleep with her. Y'all just let her set me up. That's okay. I see where my real friends at. Oh, so let me update y'all on my friend search. There's no update. That's I haven't responded to anybody looking to be my friend. But my husband said that there are people, you know, sending me waving at me and wanting to be my friend or whatever. So I guess I'm hopping out here in the friend dating app, because that's what I feel like I'm on, the friend dating app. Oh please. Oh, please, Cliff. She is not the reason you subscribe here. You subscribe here because you wanted to fight with me about Married at First Sight. That's why you subscribe. I don't have nothing to talk about, y'all. So it's all on you. So what you want to do? Feel like Martin. There's the link. What about a movie we loved before and now are watching it sideways? What movie we loved before? Like love? Oh, like a thin line between love and hate, like that. Because thin line between love and hate. Now we could talk about that if y'all want to talk about that. Love Jones. I gotta watch Love Jones again. That's with Nia Long and Lorenz Tate. Love Jones, right? I want to say, yeah. I love how you laugh at yourself. It's so funny because look, y'all got me over here talking to myself. Love Jones was toxic. I gotta watch it again. I don't remember exactly what happened in it. All right, so y'all want to do Love Jones or a thin line between love and hate first? I can do that because those give us some good topics, y'all. That give us some good stuff to talk about. Because when I was watching Love Is Blind as an adult, I started to realize that old girl wasn't as crazy as they tried to make her seem. But when I watched it as a child, I realized I thought it was I thought she was just crazy and Martin was not wrong. A thin line between love and hate definitely is gonna be first. Oh, I should do that this week. Oh yes, I love when I talk to y'all. Y'all give me so much inspiration. Let's do a thin line between love and hate. I'm with it. I'm with it. How is it being married for 9 years? It has its ups and downs. So when you at your highs are really, really high. When you're at your lows, they're really, really low. But I feel as though like I wouldn't want to do this marriage thing or this life without my husband. So if I can deal with some bad if I always know that there's always going to be good at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because like we're two different people. So of course we don't always see eye to eye. We're together a lot. So of course we're going to fuss and fight because you're with someone all the time. It's bound to happen. But I also feel like I wouldn't want to do that with anyone else. Like when I'm mad at him, I wouldn't want to be mad at anyone else but him. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations. So it's kind of like it has times where it can take a lot out of you, like a lot out of you, but it can be fixed so easy. You know how they be like, how can someone make me so mad also makes you so happy? It's like one of those things where like as quick as I'm angry, as quick as I'm happy again. So being married for I wasn't married for 9 years, actually. I've been married for 2 years, going on 3. I've been with my husband for 9 years, going on 10. So marriage really feels the same for me. The only thing different is that I've actually just called him my husband now. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm reading. Do you think Greenleaf was realistic of the Black church? Do you think the women making lots more than the men could work in a marriage? Okay. So the realistic Greenleaf to me, I am Christian. I was raised in the church. I do have a really strong belief in Jesus. My grandmother is a pastor. My mother is, in the ministry. My aunt's in the ministry. My other aunt's a pastor. Like my family is like all church, right? So, being said, I've been around a lot of church people, and I've been in a lot of different church environments. Do I think it portrayed a Black church? To a certain extent, because the church is the business. But the one thing about Greenleaf that I did love was the fact that even though they were humans and they made mistakes, their faith was real. So in that sense, I'm gonna say yeah, because we're all trying to make it, and we're not perfect. But I feel like they were really grounded, and they really believed in what they believed in. And no matter how many mistakes they made and stuff like that, it was never false. Their belief was never false. That makes sense? It was never false about them loving God and praying and things like that. That was all real. So them being human was just the realistic part of what happens in mega churches and stuff like that. Now, do I believe every pastor is the real deal? No, I don't. But in Greenleaf, Pastor Greenleaf was the real deal, even though he had his shortcomings. And do I think women making lots more money than a man in the marriage can work? Absolutely. I think it depends on a man. So, like, I think it depends on what type of man he is. So, for instance, if he's a man that doesn't do anything as far as around the house, cooking, cleaning, don't take care of the kids, stuff like that, and a woman's doing all of that and working, then I feel like no, it can't work. But if a man is going to, if he's holding his weight just like the woman is, because in all actuality, it still takes two people to hold a household down, no matter what form it is in. So I think gender roles is basically if that's what you want in your relationship. So if you're going to be one of those women that say, I'm going to stay at home and my husband is going to, pay all the bills and I'm gonna take care of the kids, that's cool. If you're one of those women that say, hey, we're gonna go half and half on everything, or that's your dynamic of your relationship, then that's cool. But I also feel like you still, no matter what the money, I don't think money is what can make or break a marriage. I think a woman has to be a woman and a man has to be a man. So no matter how much money my husband does or does not make, he will always be the man of my house. No matter how much money I make or do not make, I will always be the woman of this house. And I will treat him like the man and he will treat me like a woman. I think it's all about how the respect level is. So if you don't respect the man because he doesn't make as much money as you, then that's where the problem will come in. That's just how I see it. I love my husband for almost half my life. God forbid something happens to him. You could take me too. Girl, I wouldn't know what to do. I feel like that's all I know. What are the benefits of being married? I ask because I don't see that much, especially from this era who runs to get divorced. So the benefits of being married is that I need to know exactly what you mean by benefits of being married. You mean like companionship, someone to comfort you, someone to, hold your hand in life, someone to go through this rough life with? Like, what do you mean by benefits? Do you mean like financial, like being able to have a 2-income household, or, making sure being able to parent together in one house? Like, what do you mean by benefits? Because this era, a lot of people don't even get married. A lot of people be together for years and years and years and don't get married. So what do you mean by benefits as far as like being able to like just have it in writing? What do you mean by benefits? But I did love Greenleaf. I thought it was very authentic. I think it was real life. And I cried when Pastor died. And I cried when Pastor died. And I cried when Lady Mae gave her speech. And I cried when AJ went to the altar. And I just cried the whole episode. Just cried my life away. But yeah, I need to know what you mean by benefits of being married, because I don't know how to answer that. I really don't know how to answer that. Knowing that someone always gonna have my back, hold me down, be there for me, lift me up, make me mad, fix my internet when it's freezing, fix my car when it's having problems cleaning the snow wall outside. Like, it's a lot of benefits. Now that I'm thinking about it, let me just start writing it down. Driving me to work in the snow because I don't like to drive in the snow. Consistent companionship. Yes. Believe it or not, every man and every woman really just wants someone to love. I'm a strong believer in, like, we all just want someone to love. What's the exactly? Yes, babe. What's the benefits of being married? Oh Lord, what headache? Y'all see this? He said nothing but headache. So obviously, I'm just a headache. Okay, there's no benefits to being married to me, but a headache. um, consistent companionship, really. Yes, having it in writing. So what's the point? Because it's a commitment. You make a commitment to become one. When you get married, you literally join everything together. Right, thank you. um, right, someone who knows all your issues, willing to deal with it, to being raw, authentic with someone, letting them see you without your makeup, your hair. Like right now, I have makeup on, so y'all just seeing me authentic. But like no makeup, taxes, taxes. I feel like okay, the point of having it in writing, and I'm gonna say it is the fact that you make a legal agreement to become one with someone. When you marry someone, you literally become one. And I feel like there's nothing deeper than making a legal agreement to stick with someone for the rest of your life, the way marriage is supposed to be. Now, when people run into this get divorced, that just means that they was never really. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of reasons to get divorced, right? But I feel like when you get married, you fight till you can't fight no more. Unless he beating on you, consistently cheating on you, vice versa, both ways, not just one way. I don't want to just make it seem like only women be out there getting cheated on. Men be cheating too. Women be cheating too, and all that other stuff. Right. Someone to, who gonna have your best interest in mind with your health. Yes, being married. Yes, this is remember Cliff said earlier, y'all, when he said that I said I don't think being married for the kids is a good idea. I say that because I think when kids see healthy relationships, it helps them be have healthy relationships. So I'd rather be in a household where
I agree with
I'm happy as opposed to just being with someone just to say, oh, my daughter has her mom and her dad. Because it's also good for them to see affection. It's good for them to see, love. And if you're not doing all of that, that's why a lot of kids now, that's why I say it's important to know how people were raised. Because you look at a lot of kids when they don't know how to show love and how to be affectionate because they don't know what that looks like. Go ahead, Cliff.
Oh, I'll let you rock out. Um, I'm not going to be on long because I don't know. It's bugging in my area with the connection to my line out or something. I don't know what's up with it. But anyway, if I get knocked off, I'll try to come back on. Basically, what I was saying was, as far as marriage, right? I think of the I know technically, it's supposed to be for life, but in our era, the divorce rate is high. So my thing is, usually when it ends for a man, he's usually going to be on the bad end of the stick. You know, that's what history shows. And it's like, what's the purpose of losing everything you built? And this could be the same thing for a woman because, Mary J. Blige had to pay alimony, which I don't
Hmm.
think she should have had to. I
Right.
think alimony period is stupid. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
even
So I
Kevin
was
Hunt
like,
and Wendy Williams, she got to pay
okay,
him, and he done had a
like,
whole baby on her.
and he had a baby. Yeah, that was wild. He cheated on her. Like, so stuff like that, I'm like, is ridiculous. The only benefit I see is when y'all have kids. I can see because it's a difference when mommy and daddy is in the same household together, and you see that, especially for a female. You want your sons to see it too, but you definitely want your daughters to see it because you don't want them, um let's say, they see mommy and daddy with a different um person each time coming in and out their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a good example. So that's
Right.
one of the benefits. But like as far as being in a relationship, it's like what can I not get from a woman? Why do I need to be married to her? We could be in a long-term relationship, but why do I need to have it in writing? Y'all could be committed together, but why do I need it in writing?
I feel
I
like
could write in my will whatever I want to leave to her.
so coming from okay, when you say that people getting divorced easy, fast, or a lot of things like that, I feel as though a lot of people take a lot of things when it comes to marriage, right? So like me for one, religion plays a part in that when people get married. For one, because if you're really religious, you don't want to be fornicating and shacking up, right? So
True.
that has a part to play with getting married in some cases.
That's a big part.
That's definitely a big part.
That's a big part, right?
Also, I do feel as though, like, when it comes to making a legal binding agreement, it's so that you don't give up so easy. Because it's easy to break up with somebody, right? But in a marriage, you made commitment through sickness and health, through rich or poor, for better or for worse, correct? So I feel like that's the agreement that you were fighting for. When things get rough, you just can't just say, "Oh, I'm breaking up with you and walking away." The only thing now is that because divorced people are getting to a point where, oh, if it don't work out, I'll just divorce. I'll just divorce, or I'm going to marry him and take half of everything. I feel as though they're not marrying for the right reason. A lot of people want to have weddings and not marriages. Okay, a lot of people want to say I'm a wife and not be a wife. A lot of men want to say, well, not a lot, but men say they want to be a husband and not not do husband duties. Not be faithful to their wives, not do things like that. So I feel as though when you make that commitment, you're supposed to fight for better, for worse, through thicker than through richer or poor. You're supposed to fight until you can't fight no more. That's the point of the marriage, to me. And we
Okay.
can't just break up. I can't just walk away. And
No,
I have a lot of things
mean,
to consider now that I'm married to this man.
but that's not totally true. It depends on a person, right?
Hmm.
Maybe you and Al feel that way. My homegirl I was
No,
talking
Al
to
feels
you
the same
about,
way you
like,
feel. Al
huh? What you
Al,
say?
he thinks the same way you feel, but
No, that's what I'm saying. No, that was my point. But what I'm saying is, I could think of another friend who wanted his marriage,
mhm.
and there was no cheating. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, there was no cheating or anything of that nature. I just think as time went on, she wanted to see if the grass was greener because that at that time they've been together for like 10 years,
Mhm.
and he took care of everything. He paid for everything. He took care of the household, and he was devastated that she wanted to move on. So it was like it was nothing he could say do to make her stay, and yet he got 10 years in. They had three kids together. He had one before her, so that's four kids, and he had that child with him. So they raising four kids in that household, and then all of that just ripped apart, and it was nothing he could do. So it's like, I know people love to say like, "Oh, we not getting a divorce. We ain't get like if I get married, I ain't getting a divorce." No, it's not your choice.
Mhm.
If the other person don't want you, it's just like what Michael said. I don't believe in get divorced. Well, you getting a divorce.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so like it's stuff like that. And then it was like when it comes to your property, your money and things like that. Most people don't get a prenup unless they're really wealthy, I think, for the most part. But then they don't think like that because they think the person they with is not going to do them dirty. But when court
Mhm.
comes into play, it gets dirty. And I don't think nobody is worth losing what you built.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Like,
that's where I feel like and I may sound superficial if I say this right. Um it has to be some type of, hold on, let me read this. I went into a marriage with the idea that we enjoy whatever and came our way, but that was the case. Okay, so you never really know with marriage, right? You
Mhm.
want to say that you want to stick it out, you want it to work, you want to be the best wife, be the best husband, but you also have to think about who you're marrying before you marry them. Okay, because people are not going to change now that you're married. Literally, you have a wedding and everything is literally the same, especially if you were like me, living with him already, had a child already. Nothing changed. You know what I mean? We came back to our house, same setup, same dynamic. Everything was exactly the same. Only thing different is now that I say that, oh, that's my husband. It's official. So I think that when it comes to marriage, you are really taking a gamble with your heart. Um, and to prove that you are taking that gamble and you're willing to risk it all for love, that you do decide to get married. I am pro marriage, okay? I'm pro love. I don't think marriage is for everyone, no. But I'm also willing to take that risk with my husband, no matter what road it goes down. God forbid, in the future, to make it work. You know what I mean? So I think that a lot of us really, when it comes to men and women, we have to know who we're dating and we have to give it time. That's why I don't feel like it's like Cliff was just talking about. I think Angela got married early, Franny got married early. Um, I think that people should date for as long as they can. Exactly. I was 22. We were not truly ready for committed. We were right. So this is exactly. So let me say this. When I met my husband, I was 22. I got pregnant at 23. My husband was 23, right? We moved in together, got engaged, never got married. All that time was engaged, had a baby, everything, right? So reality, real life hit us like, oh my God, what are we doing? We're playing house. Like we just having a baby. Like I don't even know you. You start to realize you don't even know the person you're dating, right? So then you at a young age are still trying to figure out who you are. So not only am I trying to learn who he is, I'm still trying to figure out who am I. How is that going to work? How can I truly be me for you and I don't know who I am? So there's going to be a lot of conflict and a lot of growing. And I think, which is why it probably took us 9 years to really say, let's do this, because you got to get to a point where you know who you are and what you want. They know who they are and what they want, and then you join it together. I think people are just getting married because they think they're in love. I think people are getting married because they think they're in love and they don't really know what it's like to really be in love. Have you gone through stuff? Have you experienced trauma together? Have you been through hard times together? Have you completely opened up emotionally, not just physically? A lot of people are still in a lust phase and calling it love, and that's not true. Okay, do you know what it feels like to literally not stand this person but want to be next to them? So I think when it comes to marriage, and I'm no marriage expert because my marriage is not perfect. I just think that it has to be, you have to know who you are and what you want out of your spouse. And you have to have someone who's willing to be that person for you, or at least try their best over the time to become that person. Is growth, and when people comes together broken, it takes time and effort to bring it together, right? So like a lot of people jump right into these relationships after relationship and then get married and then don't understand why they can't be emotionally available for this person because they're not completely healed from past issues and things that they dealt with. I think you really have to be strong in who you are as a person. Know what you want, know what you expect. Tell your spouse, I expect this from you. Or as time get on, you have to keep expressing your expectations to your spouse. I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to marriage is keep expressing your expectations because they change. They definitely change. Sometimes you don't feel like, you want to be coddled and held and you don't want to be in that phase. And then sometimes you feel like you need more affection, you need more love. And instead of people communicating out looking for more affection, they go out looking for more love, they go out looking for more communication, they go out looking for more friends, they go out looking for all this stuff instead of communicating what they need from their spouse, and which causes a lot of divorce. A lot of divorce never ends because people just fall out of love. If they fell out of love because they didn't work on their marriage, they didn't put in no work to get any results. So I'd rather have those hard conversations where I feel like you doing this for me than to not let him know that and be hurting inside and then go look somewhere else for that. Expressing expectations, right? 100%. You have to always let them know what you feel and what you want, because we want to believe that, oh, we're connected. He knows me inside and out. It's not true. It's not true. Today I might feel strong, independent. I don't need nothing. Tomorrow I might feel weak and broken down, and I need you to give me a hug. So you need to express what you need, because especially with men don't think like we do. They don't feel how we feel either. Right. They go into dating broken and looking for someone to fix them. Then spills into marriage right. Mommy issues, daddy issues, all those issues affect a person in their marriage. That's why, once I say, you have to know how a person was raised, know who their parents are, look at their background, look at the dynamics of their family, know what they didn't get, what they did get from their parents, and then you know exactly what you're going to get from your spouse.
Yeah, next year, me and Blue gonna have to talk about all this.
Oh boy. Oh boy, bye.
That's what I'll tell you.
I think I read somewhere where they said that you have to know if a person was raised on love or struggle. Because if a person was raised on struggle, they're going to love you way different than a person who was raised on love. Okay. Well,
Explain
not
that.
struggle, survival. If you were raised on survival or love, you know.
Survival, like in other words, your parents had a hard time with money.
Well, not necessarily, but like, okay, so some kids were like, like my mother was I love you. Tell me how you feeling. Give me hugs. Every day we walked out the door, I gave my mother a hug and said I love her before I went to school, right? That's love.
That's me.
Whenever I was feeling some type of way, my mother didn't really beat me. She always talked to me. I felt like my mom was my best friend. I was raised on love. I didn't have a lot financially, but I had love, like that real deep, like, oh my God, my mother, for a fact deep down, I should do anything for you, like that. And then when people are raised on survival, like sometimes like their parents aren't so present. So they have to fend for themselves in certain instances, even if they have a lot of money or not, but they always have to, fight for themselves.
Mm.
In any situation. So being a person raised on survival, you're not gonna be so emotional. You're more straightforward. You're more real. You're more of a realist. And then you got people who were raised on love. That's more of a fairy tale. More of a everyone's not. I can't believe someone would do that to me. Why would anyone want to hurt me? And then you have that person like, oh, everybody's out to get you until you prove me wrong. So I think you gotta realize how someone was raised to realize what type of person you're getting into, and then that'll help your marriage or your relationship. Bad relationship with family is a red flag. Look at Matt from North Carolina, train wreck Nova. So I don't agree with that, Tiff, and I'm gonna tell you why. Do you not know what's the guy from Sweetie Pies that just killed his nephew? All family ain't good family.
Look at Jamie from season 1.
What happened with them?
She didn't have a real family life.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't close. That's why she loved his family so much.
Yeah.
And they doing good.
Yeah. Tim. Oh yeah, that's his name, Tim Norman. He killed his nephew. So I do believe that I don't believe that that's a red flag, because sometimes you have to love people from afar. I've seen family do family dirty, okay? Feel entitled. They will kill family, steal from family. Do all. People are people.
Right.
So I wouldn't consider
everybody
that a red
everybody
flag.
don't have that moral of like, this my family, I won't do this. Like me and my cousin, we was talking about that, but we was talking about like us growing up when we was younger in the projects, and we was more talking about people who grew up together that'll later on kill each other, and we came down to the thought of a lot of people wasn't raised with certain values and morals and principle. Like, yo, you don't violate a certain thing. Like, just for something small. Let's say, like I know you. Let's say I
Mhm.
knew you in real life. I know you, right? So with
Mhm.
the strength, I'm cool with you. I wouldn't violate. Let's say I don't even want to say Al because that's your husband. Let's say give me somebody in the chat because I can't see it.
My brother-in-law.
I said somebody in the chat. Who's in the chat? Give me a
Oh,
name.
we got Tiffy, Angela,
Angela.
Franny,
Boom. Angela. Let's
Angela.
let's take Angela. Let's say Angela is your friend because I used to see stuff like this. If I'm
Okay.
close to you, right, and I know Angela's your friend or your cousin, but I don't have no relationship, but I know that they close to you, I still shouldn't do anything to violate that person because it's disrespecting you. So
Right.
I shouldn't steal from them. I shouldn't do anything negative to that person out of respect for you. But with a lot of people, their morals don't always be like that.
Right.
And like in certain, like a lot of times in a project, that's where things will go wrong because
Mhm.
people cross lines that they shouldn't. And
Mhm.
that's why, like, I even told I tell my kids, yes, you love your family and you're supposed to love your family, but you will learn that sometimes with family and friends that
Mhm.
it doesn't always go right. And I used to tell them this when they was little. I used to have a thing that I would always say to them. I still say it tonight. I used to say to them when they was little, who gotta love you? Who gotta love you and like you? And they'll come like mommy, daddy, whatever, right? And I'll say
Mhm.
no. I said only person who gotta like you and love you is yourself and God. And I said God is always gonna love you and like you. You gotta make sure you do the other part. I said,
Mhm.
and what I used to say to them is like when you get older,
You still here?
important. You,
You're breaking up really bad.
okay, what about now?
Okay, you're good.
Okay. I said I was letting them know that it's important that they love and like themselves because with family and friends, relationships could go bad. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want
Yes.
them to I want them to have a love for themselves so they're not depressed because hey, I don't have this person in my life no more. Or hey, I
Mhm.
don't have this. So I will always say throughout their life, like who gotta like you and love you? Yourself and God, because that's the only people that's gonna be there all the time. One day me and your mama is not gonna be here.
Mhm.
Who knows as you get older? I used to tell them when they was older, I said I might not like y'all. I was like, who knows? I was like, y'all might not be likable. Who knows? I said anything can happen. I said, but I need y'all to love yourselves. So one, nobody take advantage of y'all. I don't care
Mhm.
who it is.
Yep.
And I just think all of that has to play in with your background and how you're raised and things of that nature.
Right. How you raised plays a big part in the person you become, and what you choose to do with how you were raised is all up to you. I don't say let that hold you back, but it also will be, like I said, I'm a lover. So my husband's a realist. So every time I, start getting in my feelings about stuff, he's like, "Why did you expect anything different?" Like, what do you mean? Like, you let these things get to you. You have to love yourself no matter what.
Right.
That's the best advice I think anyone can give their kids, because a lot of kids out here killing themselves because they don't feel like other people
My
accept
my
them.
my daughter friend killed herself.
Oh Lord.
And the little girl at the time, this a couple of years ago, she had to be 15, I think, around
Oh.
there. She was young, yeah, because Naya's 17 now. So she had to be 15, around 14, 15. Like
Mm.
that's tough. Like,
Mhm.
and that's another thing, like with this era with the whole social media. And like, I try to it's hard for me. And I talk to certain friends who dealt with depression and things like because I don't get me wrong, I had some wild stuff happen in my life that
I can
could be
tell
in
you
a
got
movie.
stories for days. We're gonna
Yeah.
have a clip segment.
and, and movies, but like I just don't understand all these kids killing and hurting themselves. And I know a lot of it they say from bullying. I grew up in an era where the bully was in your face and you got it popping. I don't know, it's just different for me. So, but it's like I know this is a different era, and I guess what like I can't understand
Well,
words
our kids
hurting
these
you
days,
on social media.
because for one, we're social media, like, well, like right now, a lot of us in quarantine, right?
Hmm.
So, if you have social media and you have a whole group of people attacking you all the time on your social media, all day, every day, telling you ugly, telling you this, making jokes about you, making you feel bad about yourself. At some point, you're gonna take some of that in, right? And these are children we're talking about, not adults. We're talking about children who are susceptible and very vulnerable. Okay, all they know is what
Yeah.
other people think about them. So it's easier for people to get to them. So like you said, when a bully was in your face, when you got home, that was over, right? So imagine what these kids deal with when they get home. It's still going. It's still DMs. It's still being attacked online. It's still people talking about
But
you. It's tagging you on posts. I went outside. I was about to go outside the other day, and I was like, I ain't even about to go outside like this because I don't want nobody snapping a picture of me and then be putting it on Facebook. Next thing you know, I'm viral for being outside looking like this. You know what I mean? So like
okay.
things like that, especially with kids, they don't know how to handle it. And then sometimes you have the parents being the ones embarrassing the kids on social media.
Yeah, I know.
Then they
I
have
noticed
to
that too.
go and deal with this stuff in real life. And I just think that when it comes to our kids, we have to protect them and we have to teach them. But instead, a lot of parents are letting the internet protect them and teach them. And they're taking their lives because they can't handle the pressure of what real life is. And the kids are very sensitive. Like we're not allowed to like discipline our kids how I was disciplined. So they already feel like they have an entitlement when it comes to certain stuff. They already grown. They already being exposed to things they shouldn't be exposed to at a younger age. Why do you think there's 13-year-old, 12-year-old girls out here getting pregnant and things like that? Because they're exposed to a whole lot more. Like they're not children. They're kids mentally and physically, but they're exposed to so many adult situations that they should not have to encounter at such early ages.
I get that.
So I feel as though like it takes parents to be more involved more
Be
now than
honest with
ever.
you.
Yeah, I can't hear you. You're breaking up. You out of here. Get off my screen. Say that.
Can you hear me?
Right. Okay, now yeah.
I said
What you
nah. I
say?
said like I said what you were saying makes sense, and I said like I try to look at it from a different point of view because the way I the way I am now is pretty much like as a to be honest with you. She had a
I ain't hearing you.
nonchalant attitude. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I said the way I am now, I was pretty much the same way as a kid with a nonchalant attitude. You know, it is what it is. Somebody crack on me, I'm a crack back. You know, that type of thing. I didn't go home and cry in school because they said, "Oh, Cliff, you got big teeth. Oh, Cliff, you got this. Cliff, the big red dog." Now I ain't used to like that big red dog. I want to punch somebody in the face. That used to irk me. Or whatever, because like my name is Clifton, not Clifford. That used to irk the hell out of me. But
Mhm.
I never had that feeling of wanting to kill myself. So I'm like, yo, what is it that's going on with these kids now that they feel that low about themselves?
You want to know what
That
it was,
words is
Cliff?
really hurting them.
When you were that young, did you even really ever know what suicide was?
Yeah, I did because I growing up in the projects, you grow up fast.
Because I feel
Like
like
because I grew up around that crack era and all that other stuff, so I grew up fast. Because
okay,
you learn stuff. So like I did know what it was, but I also knew that it was a sin.
right. So I think someone just said that religion. So I was taught that suicide is I think one of the only sins you can't be forgiven of, right? So I'm not want to get into too much religion, but that's in my religion.
I
That's
think
what I
that
was
and
taught.
murder.
Um, No, I think you could be forgiven for murder. I think suicide was the only sin I remember.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
I got double check.
But anyway, that's not the point. Also, I didn't have a lot of knowledge. Now I'm 30, right? I'll be 31 next month. I didn't have a lot of knowledge on.
You was born in 90? God.
I'm 89. 89.
Oh, you was born in 89.
Right. Don't get it confused. I'm an 80s baby. Sorry. But
Girl, you was at the end.
whatever. But it wasn't as publicized suicide as it is now.
True.
So I feel like once again, these kids are exposed to things for no reason. Like they're exposed to sex too early. They're exposed to emotional. They're exposed to what, like depression, mental illness. They're exposed to a lot of things that we didn't know anything about when we were young. And we were sad. We was just sad. You'll be happy tomorrow. You know.
True.
And we were, we wasn't exposed to a lot of the things that we're exposed to now. And I think that plays a big difference in the kids now. It's the social media area, the internet. Everything is literally at their fingertips. If they want to know how to kill somebody, all they gotta do is Google how to kill somebody.
Google it. Yeah.
If they want to learn how to kill themselves, all they have to do is Google how to kill myself without cutting my wrist. Because back in the day, it was like, oh, what was the only ways we know how to kill ourselves if we wanted to?
That's true.
Slit your wrist or hang yourself. Now there's so many different, ways that you can just Google things, looking up stuff. People going through illnesses. I think that we have to raise our kids instead of letting the internet do it. I think that's all it kind of boils down to at the end of the day. Self-love, and even now you can't even fight. You don't fight. I'm not teaching my daughter to fight nobody. They ready to kill people. They lose a fight, they come to kill you. Like everything's different now, completely. So it's that damn internet. Yep, that damn internet. This internet, man.
I'm gonna jump out so somebody could jump in.
All right, cool. Y'all getting real deep on me tonight, y'all. Y'all getting real deep on me tonight. I'm fine with it, but we get really deep. But I do want to say that, like, we just have to monitor our children. I don't know how many of you are parents or not, but we just have to monitor our children because they're exposed to a lot more than we were ever exposed to growing up. And you don't know what they're seeing or what they're listening to and what's getting inside their heads, because these kids don't even be going through nothing half the time, but they be making up situations in their head because they see that this is what's in right now. So I think we got to just be careful when it comes to our kids. But anything else y'all want to talk about? Anything else? Right, that's not the celebrity job. That's not the celebrity job at all. People want to sit here, oh, these kids, Cardi B made that song, and she's not a role model for my kids. First of all, your kids shouldn't be listening to that. I was listening to that. WAP is my jam, not my daughter. Sorry. Like, she's a grown married woman. Shouldn't nobody's child be listening to that anyway? Like, you can't expect for these people to be out here raising your kids. They ain't, half of them not even raising their own kids. They got nannies and babysitters. Anything else y'all want to talk about before we get off of here, y'all? I told y'all I was coming back. I let y'all take over, talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. All right, y'all. Yes, we did. We talked today. We talked about a lot, y'all. We talked about a lot. We done jumped from all types of topics. We done got a lot out today. This is gonna be our therapy session. I think we could come back on Tuesdays for a while. I mean, on Sundays a little bit more often and just have a day to talk about whatever. If you mention God, people get mad. I don't think people get mad when you mention God. I think you have to be you just have to be sensitive to everyone has different religions. So I wouldn't say God per se. I would just say God is in general. Everyone has a God if you believe in any type of religion. So I try to keep it respectful. That's why I say that's my religion, that's my belief. Nothing against anybody else's, but I think, it's all in, just being respectful to what other people believe. No problem, you guys. I love talking to you guys. Join me Wednesday, Unfiltered on Instagram. We're gonna get the party started early on Instagram, and then I'll be back with a review on what's that day? Thursday. It might be Wednesday night, y'all, because I work Thursday morning at 7:30. And if I gotta be there at 7:30, I might have to record as soon as it go off to get the video up in time. Well, y'all won't get a video till like Thursday night. So depending on how my life looks on Wednesday, will determine what time the review is up. But I really enjoyed talking to y'all. Yeah. I'll be back with you guys on Filter Instagram. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and thumbs up this video if you didn't. All that being said, peace. Girl, you was up there today. I saw you. Okay, peace for real.